When you look at the film a couple weeks in a row, what's the issue with the right side of that field goal protect unit?
Well, if I tell you the issue, other teams may jump on it even more. But yes, we do realize that we've had some things going on. Obviously, I'll take full responsibility for that. Should have made some in-game adjustments, and we did not do it fast enough. But isn't it awesome when things can occur and guys are able to see it and it actually didn't hurt you? It was a teachable moment, a learnable moment for everyone on that unit. So it was kind of a awe moment where the guys was like, wow, this is what Coach was talking about, and it's fixed.
So many coaches have out and come through and said, hey, if you screw something up, the other team, they're week after week until you fix it, they're going to go after it. Right?
Absolutely.
So, I mean, even though in your mind you think you probably got it fixed, you think.
Oh, they're going to test our temperature to make sure it is fixed. But the beauty of it is from week 1, week 2, week 3, as we were able to show the progression and show them how, hey, this is what people saw in film leading up to it. This is how they set us up for that. It really was eye-opening for our guys, and you know, we'll be fine. Once again, the block came from the D gap. It did not come off the edge. The operation was fine. I'm going to stand by what I said. Y'all fact check me on it. If that operation is at 125 to 128, all right, and you have a nice bow, they will not be able to get to it off the edge.
So the D gap is that one inside the edge?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And Mo, the one thing that Matt said, so you won't be giving anything away, was that Corey was maybe tipping things off a little bit with when he.
Yes, that's something we talked about. It was in our scouting report. It was mentioned. Once again, I'm putting it on myself. I'm not putting it on Corey. It belongs to me. You know, this is where I say, hey, Corey, on this rep, make sure you know, handle that.
So what is that? So, no, I know you're taking responsibility. What I'm wondering is, what is the holder, he has to vary the cadence? Like, I don't understand.
Well, what typically happens in each week when we study opponents, I'll tell you about when I look at opponents. The first thing I look at, does the holder and the snapper, do they snap the ball on the hand flash? Do they snap the ball when the hand leaves the ground? Do they snap the ball when the holder's head comes around? You look at all these keys, and if they line up to be 100%, you save it for the moment when you need it, and you play the hand. Go back to our San Francisco film. I'm not telling anything that hasn't been shown or you can't see for yourself. On that San Francisco film, our last PAT block, we didn't leave on the set call. We left on the hand of the holder. We played the hand. And teams do that to us likewise. So that's something that we talked about going into it, but I have to tell our guys, hey, right here, make sure we vary the snap count, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not going to put that on the young men. That belongs to me.
How rare is it to see a 57-yard punt from your end zone that forces a fair catch?
Tell you what, I really like it. But Corey is doing an excellent job. We don't want to take anything away from Corey, but go back and look at the film. They pressured us on those snaps prior, on that particular snap and the snap before. Our guys have done an excellent job in protection. Coach Renee Stewart is like our protection guru. He played PP in the National Football League. He has a knowledge base for it. He does a great job with those guys. Because they were able to protect in the manner and create a pocket, Corey is then able to punt the ball with not getting off his line, things of that nature. In addition to that, you go to the outside. Malik had a single. And anytime you have a single, he did a great job playing on edges. So it all came together like it's supposed to, and we were able to force the fair catch.
Which one do you like more, that one or the one you guys downed inside the 5?
Ooh, the one down inside the 5. I really like that one. But, you know, it's like, what they say, a half dozen, 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other. It's the same thing, I tell you what. But anytime you can pin somebody back deep, that's really cool.
Well, can I ask what's probably a dumb question, but I don't know this. So when a snapper, a long snapper snap, I was watching in slow motion, do they all lift the ball up slightly first and then send it back? And if so, can the defense jump at that point, or do they have to wait till the ball's out of his hand?
Absolutely. Those are things that we look for again. That's called a hitch. So when we're studying film each week, when I look at opposing snappers, you know, I'll tell our rush guys, hey, we're going on the hitch. As soon as that ball comes up, you can go. So that's something that we're working on. That's something that all long snappers, they do have a sense of. And as you go through the season, sometimes you develop that, and then we have to go back to the basics. Which is one of our mottos this week. We're getting back to the basics, get back to your technique, your training, your fundamentals, rely on that. Trust the process, all right? People are going to try to poke holes in what we're doing right now. Trust the process. We'll judge it in the end.
So ideally, you'd like to see that snapped without the raise up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And if you look across the league, everybody works to eliminate that, and we call it a hitch.
One more thing, Mason's made 1 million field goals in his career, so maybe it doesn't bother him, but we've had one almost blocked and one that has been blocked. Does that get in the guy's head?
Not Mason Crosby. Yeah, I don't even remember the almost block. It went through, I really don't. I don't remember that. I do remember the block, which was a life lesson for us all, and we learned from it, but I don't remember the almost block.
Okay, well, the San Francisco one, obviously.
Oh, no, that was an almost block. We trust the process, 125 to 128. Stick by it.
You know, those cameras can make things look, tricky.
It really does. So this, go back to the actual block that we had this past week, and just take it frame by frame, the guy off the edge. You see, you would think that was the guy that blocked. He wasn't even close. It was the guy through the D gap. Where I shouldn't say we don't worry about those edge guys, but if our operation is not right, an edge guy can get to it. But yeah, I'm sticking by it. 125 to 128. Trust the process. It'll be fine.
No, I understand it takes a village for the successful punt, so your gunners and the protection. I'm not the punting expert that Rob is, who of course is not the punting expert that you are. But we have seen a lot of punters around here, and there's been some that are pretty good, there's some that haven't been very good. I know it's only 4 games with you guys, but is Corey different? I haven't seen in all my years covering this team, a guy put the ball on the sideline where you want it. We always hear how hard it is to directionally punt, and he makes it look a lot easier than anyone I've seen so far.
It's very hard. Corey is very, very, very good at it. We're only through 1/4 of the season. Like I said, we're just going to keep chipping away, left, right, left, moving forward.
Well, Matt made a comment about the punt return that Amari had that got called back on the penalty, but he said a lot of positive things about what he liked as far as what he saw. Do you feel that unit as a group is coming around?
Yes. First of all, let's talk about the units as a whole, all the units. We're playing more an aggressive style of ball. So we may have some combative penalties. That is not okay, but we do understand in the process to get to where we want to be, we may get some of those. The positives on that was playing snap the whistle, using the techniques, down in and down out. Yes, we got called for a penalty. Amari was very good of catching the ball, securing it, and getting vertical right now. There was no hesitation in the transference of putting the ball to the catch, to the secure spot to starting the return. So it was very positive, and we're going to take these baby steps and just keep growing on it, making it bigger. And by the end of the season, we'll be where we need to be when it really counts.
Have we reached the point with Kylan that we're now going to stop having him leap over guys after the shot he took?
Well, I was really excited about the way Kylan attacked that return aggressively. What we was not excited about was the ball security. If you notice, the ball was away from his body, and he knew that, and we just have to stay on top of him about that. But you don't want to take the stinger away from a guy. He's starting to get to that point where, we're taking a young man who has never returned kicks before. And now he's starting to trust the process a little bit. The guys up front are starting to believe in what we're trying to do. I think the sky is the limit. We're really, really close. We're really close to the uninitiated. And what I mean by that is those who do not study special teams and understand it, they think it's still the same old Packers. That's not the case on some of these units. We're really close, but if you don't have the trained eye to see where that's really close, you think we're in the same spot, but we're really close. The locker room is positive. Those guys are really positive. They're upbeat. So I just can't wait to watch them rise. I want to see them do well, and they will.
Two more, please.
Speaking of close, how close was Savage blocking that punt?
Yes, really close. Really close, really close. And, when you devise blocks, obviously the goal is to block it. But if you can force a shank, which that was a 20-yard punt, I mean, we'll take that all day. He was really close in that regard. Close to me is when it affects the ball, and he definitely affected the ball.
Are you determined to get a punt block this year?
We're just determined to try to be one-rep warriors, try to win the rep that we're on each play, each week. Just win that one rep. The goal is to go 1-0 on that rep. And if you can go 1-0 on that rep by the end of the game, we should have went 1-0. So that's the goal.